Welcome to my channel. This is Muli. So today we'll be looking at the introductory part of human physiology. So human physiology, it's all about giving an explanation to specific characteristics and also mechanisms which undergo our human bodies. So when you look at the human body itself, it's quite a complex thing. So without you understanding how the human body is, it will be difficult for you to understand the mechanisms and other specific characteristics which undergo the human body. This is to why you need to understand these levels: the cellular level and also tissue level, organ level, and so on. So as medical students, you need to understand that you guys, when you're studying physiology, you start from what? A cellular level when you're studying physiology, so that once you know what's happening at a cellular level, it will be easy for you to do what? To understand at the tissue level, organ level, and so on. Unlike nurses, they start from what? Tissue level when you are studying their physiology, also at organ level. That's where they begin from. But for you, you start from what? Tissue level. So no wonder you need to understand the functional unit of a cell, its function, and also its nature. This is to why you shouldn't afford to miss out my other videos where I'll be explaining into details about cells. So this is to why you need to subscribe to this channel and also comment at the end of this video and also share to others. That will make me happy and also motivate me. So for instance, this person is holding what? A cup. So what is he using? Hands. And also hands, you know that this is an organ. So but you know that this is also made up of what? Cells. So what are individual cells doing for them to hold this cup? So this is to why you need to understand what? Your cell level very well, so that you can have a wide understanding of what's happening to this person or the way this person is standing. You need to understand that. So this is to why you need to understand two things: the nature of cells, how do they exist, and also their functional unit as what? How do they operate? So this is to why cells, you find that they're being viewed like the way, for instance, a fish which doesn't come out of the sea is in the water. That's the way also cells exist in their nature here. For instance, if you take this to be your ocean, then there's a fish. Just think of a fish under the water there, which doesn't come out. It's been surrounded by what? By water. And you know that in that water there are a lot of stuffs which are within that water, and also within the fish itself there are a lot of things which are within that fish. So this is to why now I introduce to you the extracellular and the intracellular fluids. So when we are talking about intracellular fluid, this is the fluid which is found what? Inside the cell. Then there's also a fluid which is outside the cell, like an ocean. So if you think of the cell like a fish, then the ocean, which is extracellular in this case. So also what you need to understand, that this term was being coined by what? By Bernard. You need to understand that. It's also known that the extracellular fluid is also called what? Internal environment. Why? Because it gives an environment to the cell, it surrounds it. You see? So that's you need to understand. So this can be explained in a better picture in this form. So if you take a human being whose average mass is about 70 kg, so it's believed that the total body water is about 40 liters. So now can you subdivide those intracellular for each cell and those in the human body? So you find that the extracellular and intracellular fluids will be about 28. Extracellular, it's about 14 liters. As you can see here, the extracellular is further divided into other sub components, which is interstitial, plasma, and also transcellular fluid. So these numbers, I'm sure some of you must be wondering, how was I getting this number? So what you need to understand, that the intracellular is just about 2/3 of the total body water. So you just multiply 2/3 times 42. It will give you those numbers which you are seeing in the previous slide. So here, this is what I was talking about. The interstitial, have you seen? Surrounding that, the cell. Then the fluid, which is the other fluid, which is plasma, as you see, which is found where? In the blood vessels. As you can see here, for instance, the blood capillary here. So don't worry about this. I'm just giving you an overview. This is to why you shouldn't miss out my next videos, because my other videos I'll be explaining now into details about these body fluid compartments. So here I'm just giving you an overview so that you can understand how physiology is all about. Same with this picture here. As you can see, this is the stomach and other compartments there. If you understand this, it will be easy for you to do what? to understand your physiology. So the other thing which you need to understand also is that in these compartments, as you can see, there are certain things which are within these compartments which really affect a cell nature to operate. Because if you don't understand this, to be hard for you to understand physiology. You need to know what is found into the interstitial, intracellular, and also within the cell, what is found within the cells, because they really do a good job. So this is to why you need to what? To also understand the physiological parameter, because there will be one which will be communicating to you to tell you what is happening, either in the intracellular, extracellular, what is happening there. So this is to why you need to understand the physiological parameters, their ranges. You need to understand their ranges, because their ranges, they communicate a lot to you. So like these are the examples here, as you can see, and there, though they vary. I'll explain more into details as you will be looking now certain topics into details. So you need to understand that, because it is very important to know these things. They communicate a lot in terms of what's happening to the intercellular, extracellular. It helps you. So what if now these ranges, for instance, the temperature drops or goes high? What will happen to the body? Will the body just remain? No. The body, there's a way it tries to return back these these parameters into their normal ranges. This is what we call now homeostasis, and this term was being brought about by what? Water is the one who coined this. So you need to know these people. They are very important to appreciate the work which they did. So like I had explained, the body will try by all means to what? To balance up everything into their normal state. Once they go down there, or they in that way, they will try by all means to what? To bring back with the help of what? This feedback, which is the positive and the negative feedback. So in explaining this is how it operates. So the positive or in fact, let me start with the negative feedback. So for instance, if the temperature goes down, the best way I remember these two terms, sometimes I used to get confused. Negative feedback, it doesn't support. That's how I put it. Then when I'm talking about positive feedback, it supports. That's how I put it. So what do I mean? So like for negative feedback, if the temperature goes down, it won't support. It want to bring it back to normal. So since it dropped, it will raise it. You see? So if it is high, it won't support the highness. It want to what? To drop it. That's how it operates. But if it was, for instance, positive feedback, it will support. If it is dropping, it will continue dropping. Or if it is increasing, it will continue increasing. Same for each parameter. If it is BP, yeah, that's what you need to know about what? The positive and the negative feedback. But most of the feedbacks are negative, unlike positive. But also there are some positive feedbacks which are very helpful, like clotting. Yeah, it really works a lot. Yeah, those are one of the examples. Patulation also is one of them. When giving birth, yeah, it really helps so much. But most of the mechanism are what? Negative feedback. So without the help of also systems, because also systems play an important role in helping the body to do what? To attain homeostasis. So this is why also you need to know your systems, because each system also performs a certain way. It helps to balance up. Like for example, we take the skin, you start sweating, not so. Start releasing heat so that the body can do what? Can be helped to attain what? Homeostasis. So this is why you need to understand the cell level very well, so that the system level, it makes sense to you. Wonder why the system is doing the way it is doing things, so that you can what? Have an understanding. Hopefully this video has helped you a lot.